non-envious. Those who are not envious of Krishna, those who are not envious of real saints who are preaching the message of Krishna, Muchante Devi Kalvishi, they can become free from all the calamities, all the difficulties, and all the sufferings of this material world. But people do not know. And if you just give up the message or give up the instructions given by Krishna, then what is left? Then you start acting according to your own mind. And that's why Krishna explains in the 16th chapter, Yam Shastra Vidhim Utsrutyam Vartate Kamakarta Na Siddhim Avapnoti Na Sukham Na Param Gatim. So Shastra Vidhim Utsrutyam, Utsrutyam means giving up. Shastra Vidhi, Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, these are the Shastras. So if you give up Utsrutyam Vartate, then you have to act. Nobody can stay. Nahi kashikshanamapi jatu tishtanta karma prabhu. This sloka comes in Bhagavad Gita and also in Kapil Dev's teachings in Srimad Bhagavatam. No one can stay even 1 second without performing any activity. I say when I sleep, I am not doing activity. So sleeping is also activity for the soul. So, nahi kashikshanamapi. You have to act. You're forced to act, even if you don't want to. You're forced to act. So, vartate kama karta, you have to vartate, you have to perform activities. But kama karta, if you do not follow the scriptures, you will perform the same activities, kama karta, just for exploiting your senses. And what happened? Nasa siddhim avapnoti, he cannot do anything perfectly. Everything remains imperfect. Everything remains imperfect. Na siddhima avapnoti. Na sukham. He will not attain any happiness. Na param gatim. At the time of death, at the end of life, he will not achieve the param gati. Going back home, back to God. So, what is the reason? Shastra vidhi mutsrujam. So, in Vedic culture, the whole society, not only one small portion, the whole earth planet was peaceful. When you hear the life of King Amrish, King Amrish was spending whole day in temple. And can you imagine, you are not just a president of America or president of India. He was the king, Rajarshi of the whole world. So how it is possible? Now we are struggling to go 2 hours to the temple. And a king, he is a king and whole day is in the temple. Can you imagine? Whole day he is in the temple. And just because king is in the temple, all the population, all the citizens follow him. That's why everybody is peaceful. Krishna, what is he doing? He is cleaning the temple. Mandir, Karamarjana Mandir, he is cleaning with his own hand. So what the citizens of king is washing the floors of the temple. So citizens are inspired to do that. Then he is doing arati, citizens are inspired to do that. So that is his management. That is his management, to teach people by his own action how to live in this world. So populace, general populace, they follow. So there is no quarrel because everybody is doing arati. Can you imagine now you are doing such a beautiful arati? Anybody was quarreling? No, everybody was peaceful. Everybody forgot who they are. So this is what bhakti is. So everybody was practicing Vedic culture based on knowledge. So there was no quarrel, but that's in Satya Yuga. So that you will not see in Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga is everywhere there is a quarrel. So these symptoms are, in the beginning, Krishna told to Brahmadev told to Narada, and Vyasadeva, he compiled. Then he, under the instruction of Narada Muni. So, when you read these symptoms, especially in the 12th canto, in the first canto, it was mentioned in only one verse. Because the sages, 60,000 sages, they are sitting there, and these sages are seeing in front of them the dark Kali Yuga is coming. And they are so compassionate. They are discussing among themselves how these people are going to be benefited, those who are born in Kali Yuga. how उनका उद्धार कैसे हो जाएगा, how they will be uplifted. So these 60,000 sages are thinking for the unfortunate people of Kali Yuga. And they put this question to Sutta Goswami. Manda asumanda matayo manda bhagya upatruta prayana alpayusha sabya kalavasmin yugejana. So kalavasmin yugejana, these are the people, those who are born in Kali Yuga. How are they? Manda. That means they are slow. Can you believe we are called slow? We are running like anything. And we are called slow. Sumanda, they are lazy. Can you imagine? We are working all day and we are all lazy. Matayo, everybody has their own opinion about everything. Right? Do you see that? In the world, people have opinion about everything. And everybody talks about Dharma. Correct? Even the atheists talk about Dharma. Right? So everybody has their own opinion. Manda Bhagya. They are so unfortunate to be born in Kali Yuga. I said, how do you so unfortunate? Previously there was no fridge, no washing machine, no dryer, no car. And we considered them as unfortunate. And these people, they consider us as unfortunate. So just imagine, means we are missing something, Manda Bhagya. So because of this, they are Hyupatruta, always disturbed. People in Kali Yuga, in spite of having everything, they are always disturbed. Does anybody notice that in their own life? Always disturbed. No matter what you achieve, everybody is always disturbed. And that when you are always disturbed, prayana alpayusha, your life is decreased. Your lifespan depends upon how peaceful you are. The more stress you get, your duration of life is minimized. So prayana alpayusha subject. People born in Kali Yuga are short-lived, maximum 100 years. Maximum. So this is the symptom of Kali Yuga, which is mentioned in the first canto. Now when Shukadeva Goswami he comes to the 12th canto, he is explaining what is Satya Yuga, what is Dwapara Yuga, what is Treta Yuga, what is Dwapara Yuga, and finally he comes to Kali Yuga. So we are not in Satya Yuga, Treta or Dwapara. So we will not talk about it. Right? We will talk about in which age we are all living. So please don't feel offended because it is like this Bhagavatam is criticizing us. Our bad qualities are exposed in Srimad Bhagavatam. So please don't feel offended. Just understand. It is not only me or you, it's everybody, those who are born in Kali Yuga. Everybody. At the end there is one sloka, Kalir Dosha Nidhi Rajan. Everybody, those who are born in Kali Yuga are full of faults, not only one, full of faults. Full of faults. Nobody is, exception. Just like if you go in a river, you're bound to get wet. So those who are born in Kali Yuga, they are bound to be affected by the symptoms of Kali Yuga. So we'll come to that, how you can become free from the symptoms of Kali Yuga at the end of our discussion, which is also, the solution is also given in the same scripture, Srimad Bhagavatam. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to read, I'm not going to comment much, because there is nothing to comment. You just have to listen carefully, because most of it is reading. So Shukadeva Goswami said, then, O king, so this is addressed to Parikshit Maharaj, religion, truthfulness, cleanliness, tolerance, mercy, duration of life, physical strength, and memory will all diminish day by day because of the powerful influence of the age of Kali. So you can see these things are happening. People ask how much. Now every day if you ask this new generation 5 into 10 is how much, they immediately will go to Google, So just when I was in school, we were taught, even 1/4, half, 1/3, those were of my age, in the school. Not only 1 to 10 or even 20, but also 1/2 is how much, 2/2 is how much. This much, so we didn't need any calculator or anything. Even if you go to grocery store and ask him like 50 items and he will just within his mind will calculate it he will exactly. Now with the calculator also you cannot do that exactly. So our memory is decreasing. So our religion, people are not at all religious. They practice their own concocted way of life. Then truthfulness, nobody speaks truth, everybody speaks lie. Everybody speaks lie. You know what is the biggest lie you speak? Will you tell your name? Because that is not your name, you are not this body. So there is a question of all other things are coming. So everybody is lying to each other, correct? Truthfulness. They don't know the word identity crisis, nobody knows who they are. And they are thinking about, I am this, I am that, I am this, I am rich, I am working here, I am this, I am so many things. So truthfulness is not there. Cleanliness is not there. Especially you can see in Western countries, they have a day assigned for taking bath. Right? Now you are all coming from fortunate motherland of Bharata, so practically everybody takes a bath every day, right? But if you know your friends in America, you will see them, they are spraying so many things. This is the reason, because they don't take bath every day. So previously, everybody used to take bath at least 2 times, morning and evening. Every home. I have seen my father, parents, probably you have also seen your parents taking at least couple times a bath. So cleanliness is not there, that is external. Internal cleanliness, chanting of mantra, nobody has that. So there is no internal cleanliness, there is no external cleanliness. People show they are like clean, but they are not clean in their mind, they are not clean in their heart, they are not physically also clean. Cleanliness is not there. Then tolerance, people have lost tolerance. Just for, we'll read in further chapter, how people have become, for a simple reason they become angry. For a simple reason. Sometimes in devotee association, oh, he didn't say me Haribol, that's why he gets angry. Or you went in front of him, he didn't even say Haribol. So is that any reason to get angry? No tolerance. No tolerance. Mercy. People have lost mercy. They are not merciful to their own soul, what to speak of others. So then duration of life is decreasing. Although science is claiming that it is increasing, because they think from going to 62 it is increasing, but they don't know you have come now 100 to 60. So this will go on. And then, as I said, strength is decreasing. The strength is decreasing, just to bring a grocery for 5 kilo from car to home, our hand gets hurt, But if you see big buildings or big forts in India, big stones are there, how they went to harm, they have to carry on their shoulder. Can you imagine how much strength they had? 2 people, 3 people, they will carry those stones. And you can see your father is more stronger than you. And your grandfather is more stronger. People in India, now they are 90, still they work in the field with their son who is 65. At 65 years, son gets tired more than the 90-year father. And 35-year son don't even go to the field because it is too much for him. He wants to sit on the computer. So strength is decreasing. Then, as I said, memory is decreasing. So this will all diminish day by day. And in Kali Yuga, wealth alone will be considered the sign of man's good birth. Money is everything, right? In the school, we used to learn, because on our wall, just to give us a moral character, build our moral character. What do you say if you lose wealth, you didn't lose anything. If you lose your health, you lose something. And if you lose character, you lose everything, correct? The Kali Yuga is ulta. If you lose character, you don't lose anything. If you lose health, that's still there, little bit. But if you lose wealth, everything is gone. So everybody, just imagine, character has taken place of, wealth has taken place of character. So people consider, if you have good money, that means you are a wonderful person. Even if you go to see a bride or or girl or boy, what they look first. First is wealth, then how he looks. His habits, that's okay, चलता है थोड़ा थोड़ा, इधर हो जाएगा, इधर थोड़ा थोड़ा हो जाएगा. Correct? First is wealth, second is how he looks, and third is character. Character में चलेगा, नहीं होगा तो भी चलता है. So wealth will become prominent thing in Kali Yuga. Everybody will be considered a good birth or a good person if he has wealth. Then, if you have wealth, it's considered he has a proper behavior and also fine qualities. And law and justice will be applied only on the basis of one's power. When you go to the court, whether you are truthful or not doesn't matter. What power you are using, your money power, your people, if you have reference of any ministers or anybody, that will decide the law, that will decide the justice. It is not how you behave. And that's why you can see many people are put in jail without any fault because somebody is envious of him. Then men and women will live together merely because of superficial attraction, and business will depend on deceit. So this is what people, especially you can see in America, people think, why you need to get married, you know. Now this is a new thing, you know, in India, it's coming after America now. So what they call, you stay together and you're never married. Live-in relationship. They're not married. You know, they have kids, they are not married. So it's a superficial attraction. There is no commitment. Marriage means commitment, right? Because they have higher purpose in life. But today's marriage is just for sense gratification, gratifying each other's senses. And when that is stopped, marriage dissolves. Right? There is no consideration of anything else. I'm not satisfied, you're done, finished. So superficial attraction, marriage will be decided on superficial attraction, and that will stay only superficial. We have the light, only this light, two less light here. Some table lamp kind of thing. Okay. Womanness and manliness will be judged according to one's capacity to satisfy each other in sex. The man and woman, they are considered how, man is considered how nicely he can satisfy woman, and woman will consider a man manly, how he satisfies her. So this is only in Kali Yuga. And man will be known as a Brahmana just by the wearing of a thread. If you have a Brahmin thread, you are considered a Brahmana. You don't have to have any qualities. According to Bhagavad Gita, there are 9 qualities, and according to Bhagavatam, there are 11 qualities of Brahmana. But in Kali Yuga, people have this Brahmin thread, Janua, even if they don't have any qualities. So there are 9 qualities Krishna explains in Bhagavad Gita. So none of them. In Kali Yuga, Brahmana is just by name, because I am born in Brahman family. But he will not have any Brahmana qualification. Anybody can wear Brahmana thread and say I am Brahmana. So that will be judged. Brahmana will be judged just by the Brahmin thread, not by his qualities. A person's spiritual position will be ascertained merely according to external symbols, and on that same basic, people will change from one spiritual order in the next. So those who are wearing saffron, they will be considered as sadhu. They don't have any qualification. Even if there is no qualification, because he has saffron, people will consider him changing of ashram. Correct? So similarly, all ashrams will be designated according to the dress. Right? You can see everybody has a dress. Medical doctor has a dress. Lawyer has a dress. Police has a dress. So everybody will be considered according to the dress. So the same spiritual orders are also considered according to the dress they wear. A person's prosperity will be seriously questioned if he does not earn a good living. So if you are not earning a good living, if you do not have a good job, you have no respect in the society. You have no respect in the society. So and one who is very clever at juggling words will be considered a learned scholar. So you don't have to be a scholarly person. You have to just know how to lawyer, how to speak. If you know how to speak, you will win the case. If you know how to speak, you will win any discussion. If you know how to speak, you will win any argument. That doesn't necessarily be true. And you can see this happening in Kali Yuga. Many people, they are considered scholars because they know how to speak. They are speaking so much lie, they are speaking so much detrimental to the people's mind and their health and everything. Because they speak good, everybody gets attracted. And they are all cheating, but still people get attracted because they speak good. But we are supposed to understand the scriptures. Even if the speaker is not good, but we should understand the contents. Most important is what is mentioned in the scripture. That we have to understand. But in Kali Yuga, people are externally attracted to people's talk. So therefore you can see there are so many, thousands of spiritual organizations are coming up. Why? Because they speak so attractively, even their disciples don't understand what their guru is speaking. Some people talk about yoga, some people talk of morality, some people talk of helping others, some people talk of serving their parents. So, because of all these things, what's happening? They are considered very good. But if somebody tells you worship Krishna, they are considered like, you don't know how to speak because, you don't know. So, somebody is juggling words, he is considered very expert. And it's like many times we give lecture and people come to us, Prabhuji's lecture was very good. I said, what is the takeaway? The whole lecture was good. So, because they don't understand anything. So they don't know. So what to speak about? At least we are speaking from scriptures. So you ask the other people also, those who go for big satsangs, it's also very nice satsang. What was the takeaway? What did you learn? They don't know. So this is what happened. One who speaks, he will be considered very intelligent. A person will be judged unholy if he does not have money, and hypocrisy will be accepted as virtue. If you do not have money, you have no value in this world. How many people know that? Right? If you do not have money, people will not know. And also what happened? And how much hypocrisy will be accepted as a virtue. How much you are expert in cheating others, that will be considered as virtue. How much you are expert in telling lies. You can see when I was doing a job, I was HOD department, means you take interviews and appoint people. Right? So the questions we are asking him, how you can sell your product best. And all that is, you have to convince the product is not good. How expert you are to convince people to sell the product. They are called medical representatives. They have to be expert in hypocrisy. So you can see people are selling even an ash for like $2, $3. In India it's kind of 100 rupees, So ash or some dirt from somewhere, from Rajasthan, Multan Matti, they just sell because they know how to speak. They know they tell how this is important. Because of this, your skin is not good, even though it has nothing to do with it. Right? So this is hypocrisy. So you are expert, that will be considered as virtue. Marriage will be arranged simply by verbal agreement, and person will think he is fit to appear in public if he has merely taken a bath. So only verbal agreement, people go to the court. Nowadays that is also will not happen. They go to the court and say, okay, I accept you as a wife, I accept you as a husband, you sign it and done. Correct? Previously the marriages in India used to last for 7 days, I remember, So at least 3 days. Nowadays it finished in 3 minutes. Go together, you come from your home, I come from my home, you just go to the court, sign, and we agree, just verbally. There is no blessings, there is no well-wishing people, nothing. So that verbal agreement, and person will think to be fit to appear in public if he has merely taken a bath. So just for the name's sake, people will take a bath. Actually, it is said in the scripture, even the animals, you can see the cat runs out in the rainy season and just goes and takes bath in the water. When you see dogs, see donkeys. So if you take a bath like that, it's not a bath actually. It's not a bath like taking like cats and dogs. Bath means to remember. So therefore, in the childhood, you are taught this sloka. Gange Chemune Cheva, Godavari Saraswati, Narmade Sindhu Kaveri, Jalesmin Sanjiviko. That is considered a bath. So when you take a bath, you should be chanting this mantra. So you are not just taking water on your body. You are cleaning yourself with the holy water of Ganga. Just by your invocation, they are coming in your shower. Can you imagine how Krishna is so merciful? Just by remembering, all the rivers are coming. Otherwise, this is no different than any cat or dogs. So that's what it is mentioned here. So they will just take mere bath. There will be cats and dogs. There is no mantras. There is no purification. So that is considered that's a Kali Yuga. A sacred place will be taken to consist of no more than a reservoir of water located at a distance. People will go to many pilgrimage places and they will come back. They don't know the importance of that spiritual place, what happened there, how I can get purified. Nobody knows the importance. So they'll just go at the distant places. People you can see nowadays, you go to Jagannath Puri or Tirupati, you go to Badrikashram, Char Dham, hundreds and thousands of people throng. But if you ask them why they have come, oh, Punya Prapta hota hai, isliye aaye. They don't even know what is the purpose. Now, a couple of years ago, we were in Rameshwaram, in Yatra. About 10,000 devotees were there. And we were standing in a line, and behind us there was a young people were there. And then he was asking, क्यों खड़े हैं सब लोग लाइन में? So you don't even know why he has come to the temple. Because everybody is coming either to me. क्या इधर? What is here? I said, this is Lord, This is here, we have come here to take the darshan of the Lord here. And that's what all people, oh. So people in Kali Yuga don't even know when they go to temple, what is the purpose of going to temple. Now tell me how many people go to temple and sit for 2 minutes? How many people know that? How many have followed as a ritual? Correct? We should go to temple at least 2 minutes baithna chahiye. What is the purpose? People sit today, even today, we see in our temples. People sit and what they do sitting there, they watch WhatsApp. Right? That is not the purpose of sitting. The purpose of sitting is kshanamatra sadhu sangha sarva siddhi hoye. Even if you hear 1 or 2 sentences what is going on in pravachan, your life will change. That is why when you go to temple. Temple means preaching. Temples mean pravachan. There is nothing, other than pravachan, kirtan. So even just 2 minutes of hearing from a saintly person will change your life. And that is what means by sitting in the temple. So people don't know. They go to the temple, they just go like that. Nowadays we see in our temple, people even don't go and do like this. As soon as they enter, they open their video, they are coming like this. Just in front of Krishna, they are coming and taking, shooting and going. They don't even offer respect to the Lord. They don't even know they don't consider it as a pilgrimage. It's like what you see when you go to see big mountains and like a sightseeing. Temple is like, oh, kitna acha hai, kitna acha hai. And in most of they just one, they say, oh, it is so peaceful. It is so peaceful. So why, if it's so peaceful, why didn't you take this atmosphere home? You know, temple you come peaceful, why? Because everybody is glorifying Lord, nobody is glorifying themselves. That's why everybody is peaceful. And you also feel peaceful because you are also glorifying the Lord. Or you are listening other people glorifying the Lord. Even if you don't know, just by if you by mistake go to hospital, you feel you are sick. Just by the atmosphere. So just you go to temple, you will feel peaceful, you will feel little spiritual. Need not be like that. Just like if you go to hospital. So people go to temple, not because they want to get purified or they want to get some knowledge. So people go to distant places and they consider that as a spiritual advancement or punya. Now this is for the young people. Beauty will be thought to depend on one's hairstyle. Right? Now see, even the young boys agree with me. Correct? You can see how many hairstyles are there. Because people want to become more attractive. So hair is a sign of attraction in Kali Yuga, both for girls and for boys, especially for boys. And we can see what is that, hawk and all these kind of things are there, correct? Previously there were only two hairstyles, one either clean or full. Full hairs or full clean. There are only two. But nowadays you don't see both of them. There are many hairstyles. You go to different countries, different places. So many hairstyles are there. So beauty will be considered according to what kind of hairstyle you have. Right? So you need not be beautiful, but your hairstyle make it like beautiful. Filling the belly will become the goal of life. Just to fill your belly, people think, everybody is working hard. Ask them a question, why you are working so hard? क्या करना है? पत्नी बच्चे का ख्याल करना है, उनको खिलाना है, इसके लिए काम करना पड़ेगा. We have to work hard. And that is becoming goal of life, which is the goal of life for even the animals. They also don't care as much we care for our food. Tukaram Maharaj is a very nice abhanga. Those who are Marathi, how many Marathis are here? Okay, some are there. So I said, Viti evde kotal tyata kevda ha bobhat. So what is he saying? Viti means your stomach is only this much. Correct? Just put your hand on your belly. Your stomach is only this much. And just to feel that how much you are working hard. How much you are working hard. So therefore, Bhagavatam says that whatever fits in your hand, according to Ayurveda also, whatever fits in your hand, only that much you should eat, because your belly is that much only. If you eat more, indigestion. Because if you see, put your hand in your belly and just measure your belly. It's like exactly you feel it, of course. You can mount it to whatever inches you are, that's up to you. So, and to earn that has become a goal of life. We should not be. Because you see, animals are eating food. Prabhupada gives the example of elephant. Eats 300 kg food at a time. How much energy, how much work he does, nothing. You see birds, how they don't work or anything. Everybody is provided by God. Everybody's food grains are provided by God. But human being, in Kali Yuga, they consider filling a belly is a goal of life. They don't have any other goal. So filling the belly will consider the goal of life. And one who is audacious will be accepted truthful. This quality has previously come again. So one who knows how to speak will be considered truthful. You don't have to be truthful, you just have to show you are truthful. So there are so many, you can see people commit so many sinful activities, so many crimes, they kill people. They go to court because they have a good lawyer, they are free. You know, the place I am coming from, there was one lawyer, he said, you do any murder, come to me, I will free you from the jail. Because of his knowledge, because of his power, because of how to get rid of laws. So, audacity will be considered as truthful. Then, he who can maintain a family will be regarded as an expert man, and the principle of religion will be observed only for the sake of reputation. So, if some man is taking care of his family, he is considered a good man. And dharma or religion is for the reputation. If I don't do this, what people will say? I want to give donation because I want the name first and then the donation. So people will do so that people will tell us, you're so religious. Nobody knows what's religion. Nobody knows who is God. Nobody knows. Those who say there is no God, they don't even know who God is. Those who say there is a God, they don't even know who that God is. So both, those who believe in God or don't believe in God, they don't even know who God is. So that is what people are considered kind of a religious for the namesake. How much you go to the temple, how much donation you give, how much yajna you do, how much charity you give. So people will be considered religious on that basis. You don't have to be practicing, religion which is explained in Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam. Just external reputation is good enough to consider you as a religious. As the earth becomes crowded with a corrupt population, whoever among any of the social class shows himself to be the strongest will gain this political power. So you can see, who can corrupt more, they will come to power. Do you see that in America? No? Hare Krishna. I visit here, so I don't know. So, yes, everywhere. Those who can do more corruption, they will come to the power. Coming to the power is depends upon how much corruption you do. So, many years ago in Delhi, there was a big mob, so many, like more than 100,000 people came together. And all of them were shouting, stop corruption, stop corruption, stop corruption. So the leader said, if all the people say stop corruption, then who is doing the corruption? The same people are doing the corruption. Right? Now you go and fight, they fight for corruption, but especially in India, you see how many people are breaking the laws. Nobody even stops at the signal. But they want to be others to follow it. So people want others to be very pious and very character, but I will do whatever I want. So people are engaged in corruption. Everybody is corrupt. Their mind is corrupt, their intelligence is corrupt, their character is corrupt. And the more you are corrupt, the more you become famous in Kali Yuga. So, now again, we have come to the another chapter with the same description of symptoms of Kali Yuga. So, he explained, when there is a predominance of cheating, lying, sloth, sleepiness, violence, depression, lamentation, bewilderment, fear, and poverty, that age is Kali, the age of mode of ignorance. So this is what we see, this is a mode of ignorance, which is characterized by people are cheating, everybody is cheating. So Prabhu Bhaktivedanta Saraswati says there are two kinds of people you will find in this, those who are cheated and those who are cheating. Everybody in this world are cheating. And as I said in the beginning, To tell I am this body itself is a cheating for yourself and for others. So what to speak, everything is based on that platform, how much we are cheating each other. So lying, everybody is lying. There's another lie, I am this body is another lie. So everything based on that conception is also, everybody is lying. And sleepiness, people like to sleep more in Kali Yuga. Whenever they get opportunity, even in train, in the bus, you can see people are sleeping everywhere. Sometimes people standing in the line also they are sleeping. I remember because in my I used to work in Mumbai and I used to travel from Dombivli to Churchgate. So because you cannot even move, so what people are doing, because you will not fall down, you know that, so they sleep. So, because you cannot get place to sit, that people are sleeping, like literally they are snoring. So whenever you get the opportunity, you sleep. So people like to sleep, and people have become violent in Kali Yuga. People, violence means people are increasingly, you can see meat eaters are increasing. Killing some animal for own satisfaction is not at all. They don't even feel any kind of a compassion or anything. Violence will increase, and also violence in people also will increase. People, even to kill anybody is considered nothing. So there will be so many reasons people will become violent, and we can see there are all over the world violence is going on. All over the world violence is going on. So people will become violent for different reasons, and they will be depressed. It is the World Health Organization says that 80% of modern world people are depressed to some degree. Some are more, some are less, but people are depressed. So therefore these counselors are becoming so famous now, right? So people are depressed. Why you get depressed? Expectations. People have so many expectations, and if it doesn't happen, you get depressed. So then lamentation is a side effect of depression. I don't have this, I don't get this, I don't get this. People don't consider how much they have. They will always lament of what they don't have. People are, everything is given to them by God, but still they will cry. They will become depressed and they will cry for whatever they don't have. They don't utilize, or they don't have any importance for the thing Krishna has given to them, God has given to them. So always lamenting, always crying, and bewildered. Everybody in Kali Yuga is bewildered. They don't know what they are doing. So because they don't know what they are doing everything. Because they don't know the goal of life. Everybody is so bewildered. I also, even though my parents gave me a very good culture, till I came to Krishna Consciousness ISKCON, I was doing everything. I was a captain of my cricket team in college, also captain of my kabaddi team in my high school days. But I was not happy, even though I was glorified, if you don't go on the run or take a wicket. But inside I was not happy, bewildered, no satisfaction is there. Then I came to social activities. I joined RSS, Vishwendu Parishad, started opening schools for blind and school for orphans and Bal Vihar. But I was bewildered. I don't know what I'm doing, whether I'm doing right or not. I was bewildered. Why so many things are happening, even though I tried to do something right, all the things are going wrong. So I was bewildered. Why that everything is going wrong? So bewilderment is there. So fear, everybody is fearful. Fear of the future. Those who do not have any, those who have, they are fearful of what they have. Those who don't have, they are fearful of when they are getting it. So in some way or other you are fearful. So people are fearful. People are in poverty. You can ask a millionaire, you have so much money, are you satisfied? He said, no, I'm competing with billionaire. I may be millionaire. He still considers his poverty. Nobody will say that I am satisfied, except for a sadhu. Everybody thinks they are in poverty. You can go and ask anybody how much money they have. So they are not satisfied. Everybody thinks they are in poverty. Money lying there, but still they want to go and work because they don't. It's a time pass. But there are so many people, those who are really qualified and don't have job. And because they consider, even though they have millions of rupees, or there so much agriculture is there, so much money is there, but they want money. So because everybody considers whatever I have is less. So that's why people they are not in poverty, but they consider they are in poverty. And that age of Kali, and this is all because of mode of ignorance. People in the mode of ignorance, they are not satisfied. So, because of the bad qualities of the age, bad qualities of the age of Kali, human beings will become short-sighted. They don't have foresight. They cannot see. They just see today, tomorrow, maximum this lifetime. They don't know what's going to happen after the life. They don't know what's going to happen after the death. People are mostly people are interested in today, tomorrow, that's it. Or a month or a year. So this is called people are short-sighted. And unfortunate. So why people are unfortunate? I was explaining the first sloka, Manda Bhagya. So again come back to that first sloka which I mentioned. Manda, Sumanda Matayo, Manda Bhagya, Upatruta. Manda, they are considered slow. Why they are considered slow? Because they are not acting on what they are supposed to. We are supposed to use this human form of life to understand Krishna, understand our relationship with Krishna and become active on that. So how many people are active to get knowledge about Krishna and use every second for the service of Krishna? And therefore they are considered lazy. Because they are not doing the things where they are supposed to do. They are working. They are running around here and there and there. But they are not doing the things where they are supposed to do. Same thing is Sumanda. They are lazy. They are very active when it comes to the parties or games and movies and everything. But when you call them for satsanga, I have no time. Sumanda, lazy. They are not giving the time where they are supposed to. That's why they consider Sumanda. Matayo, as I said, everybody has their own opinion about everything. And Mandabhagya. They are unfortunate. Why they are considered unfortunate? We consider ourselves so fortunate. Oh, my poor grandmother, she used to wash her own clothes, she used to burn the wood and so much fire was there, so much, her eyes were always wet. Now, so much smoke was there, the whole house used to be black, and they used to fetch the water, and they used to walk everywhere. They're so poor, and they're so unfortunate. Now I don't have to have a car, just sit in the car and drive. I have a washing machine, I have a dryer, I don't have to hang up my clothes nowadays, So many things are there. That's why we consider it as fortunate. But just see, we left the fetching the water or grinding, but you are paying money for that when you go to the gym. Do the same activity. Same action is there. You are doing like this, correct? So what is that? Is fetching water from the, correct? And you are doing some kind of activities are there, And just tell me how many of you have seen your grandmother or some cases mother going to a hospital? No. How many people they had classes? No. Why? Because of that fire. Because of that smoke. Eyes are clear. I still don't use glasses because I got so much smoke in my, Still I do yes. That smoke purifies your eyes. It's very difficult, eyes, more of the water comes from your eyes, the eyes are better. How many people cry nowadays? They cry for some other things, correct? So, the smoke was there. And everybody was washing their own clothes. I remember we used to wash our own clothes. So everybody was healthy. You can see now, medical shops are more than grocery shops. Have you seen? Why? If people are becoming healthy, people are becoming peaceful, why there are medical shops more than the grocery shop? That shows our lifestyle is completely disrupted. Completely disrupted. So therefore we have many health problems are there in Kali Yuga. Because we have no physical activity. No physical activity. People used to go to walk. I remember I used to walk 3 miles for going to the school. Walk, or sometimes we get run, you run. Right? How many people do that? Bus comes right in front of your house, get down, you are going to the school, there is no activity. So man and woman both, they have no activities. Some people go to gym to do the activities, but that's not enough. So the physical activities have gone down. So previously, maybe with one vision you may see they were Madhavagya, they are not fortunate, they have so many gadgets and so many kinds of things, but they were happy, they were healthy, they were peaceful. But nowadays we have all these things, but we are disturbed, we are frustrated, we are depressed, and everybody from the birth, sometimes before the birth, baby comes out with a diseases. This is why? Because the food we are eating. So the Vedic conception of happiness is very simple. First thing, homegrown, home-cooked food. That is the first. Second thing, no doctor. And third thing, no lawyer. If you have these 3 things in your life, you are peaceful and you are healthy. The first begins with food. And that is the most important thing in Krishna consciousness is prasad. So, Mandabhagya. You can see hotels are increasing. How many people cook nowadays in home? Even if they cook, half cooked they buy, put it in microwave and eat. Because they consider working whole day, having some career is most important. So this is Mandabhagya. So people in Kali Yuga are lustful and poverty stricken. People are so people in Kali Yuga have become lusty. Okay? And it is considered kind of a sign of a love. And you can see in America, people kissing anywhere. Correct? How many of you have seen that in India? Right? You are welcome to see that now. India is advancing. Correct? How many of you have seen your grandparents, parents together in a room? Never. Because that was not the sign of love. Lust was not at all the purpose of marriage. Nowadays, marriage means lust. There is no love. Previously, marriage means love, there is no lust. So that is why you are married for whole life. Nowadays, you don't see that because it depends upon lust. Lust doesn't mean only physical. Lust also means so many demands of the body, of man and woman. So therefore, people have become lusty, and people in Kali Yuga, you can see all movies without lust. Nobody wants to watch that movie. Somehow or other, even if there is some religious movie, there has to be some dance. So people have become lusty, and they have become poverty stricken. Nobody is rich. Everybody is poverty stricken. The woman, I am sorry to read that, becoming unchaste, will freely wander from one man to the next. You can see that in America. Most of you are from India. You don't see that. In America, you can see people have like 5 husbands, 6 wives, right? So one time, I went to one of my relatives' house, and they were explaining, this is her children, that is his children, this is our children. I didn't understand that. I came from India, I didn't understand what they are trying to talk. This is her children, that is his children, this is our children. And this is my exposed to America, when I was coming. So this is what is woman and man, they change like a clothes in America. Because they don't know the purpose of life. They don't know the purpose of marriage. And that you see happening. People change. Women, they are unchaste. Not only women, even men are unchaste. They are cheating. They are saying, it is said in America, in India, 60% women are engaged in affair in the office. 60%. It's India. In America, I'm not talking. It's much more. 60% girls, those who go to work, they have some affair. Because they spend more time in the office than in home. So whoever is close to you, that's natural. So that is what? Lusty, and they are not faithful. If you are lusty, you can never be faithful. Cities will be dominated by thieves. So you can see people, those who have more money, they control. Actually, it is said that American government is controlled by 4 or 5 big business people. And everybody, Trump or everything, they are less like a Katputli, and they are doing what they want. So they will be dominated by thieves. And they look like a very nice tie and a shirt and a very nice coat and everything. So people, they are really, their behavior is like thieves. Thieves been taking away from everybody and for our sense gratification. So, then Vedas will be contaminated by speculative interpretations of atheists. Now the Vedas, people talk about those who are talking about Vedas, they will be mostly atheistic people. They will tell you, worshipping parents are more important than worshipping God. And you like it. Because that is a common sense. You don't have to be taught by the spirit, scripture or even guru to worship your parents. That is your duty. That is not guru should be guiding to his disciple. Or treat your wife nicely. That's not the guru's business. When you are practicing bhakti, you develop these qualities automatically. But these people are considered very scholar and very spiritual when they talk about morality in this world. Those people talk about morality. So morality and spirituality is completely different. Morality changes according to time, place, and circumstances and person. Somebody is smoking cigarette, he considers, people those who are drinking are immoral. And people those who are drinking consider people smoking are immoral. Both are immoral. Right? So, the morality depends in Kali Yuga upon what you think. If I think it is not immoral, it is moral. So you can do it. So, interpretation will be by atheists. Especially you can see when the Britishers came to India, and Britishers, it was very difficult for them to rule India. And they were seeing that these Indians are so rooted in the religious life. In temple is the center of their life. And the scriptures is the center of their life. Now they themselves, Britishers, is Lord Macaulay. It's famous, you can see it on Google. He wrote a letter to the British government that unless you spoil their scriptures, these people will not be surrendered to the Britishers because their strength is spiritual life. So what did they do? They employed another, Max Muller, to write commentary on the Vedas. So, foolish today's scholars, I don't want to take their names, they wrote those Maxwell's version of Mahabharata, Ramayana, who says it's a fiction. What they call mythology. Mythology, because Britishers say mythology, Americans say mythology. Okay. So it's a mythology. Who is teaching this? Max Muller. And these people, we are so brainwashed, we forgot our Madhvacharya. We forgot Ramanujacharya. We forgot Nimbarkacharya. We forgot Vishnu Swami. We forgot Tirupati. We forgot Jagannath Puri. We forgot Pandharpur. And we are listening to whom? These atheistic people. Those who have learned from Max Muller. Not from the Acharyas. Not from Tukaram. Not from Purandar. Not from Alvas. These people are reading books by the atheist. So that's why it is mentioned here. Interpretation by the atheist. So Max Muller is not a devotee. What did he do? He just translated Sanskrit into English. And because he couldn't understand, he thought it is not a fact. It is not a history. It is a mythology. So our so-called Hindu scholars also, they talk so many nonsense. I don't want to tell the examples. They wear saffron clothes and say eating is good. Where they learned from? Max Muller. If they had read that Ramanujacharya or Madhvacharya, they would not have told, with the saffron cloth, eating meat is good. And he said, I will worship the eggplant instead of Tulsi. At least I can eat eggplant, what Tulsi can do. This is what their brain says. This is what, and they are in their saffron clothes, they are preaching, they are giving lectures like this to their students. Atheist, in the name of Vedas, in the name of saffron. So that is what mentioned here. So, speculative interpretations of atheists. Political leaders will virtually consume the citizens. Political leaders, they will make you work hard and hard and hard. They will consume your hours. Okay? Previously, 40 hours used to be maximum. What are the hours now in the US in a week? In India, it's considered 1 day, 12 hours. Previously, it used to be 8 hours. I don't know, I learned the Indian industrial labor laws in the 70s. So it was 40 hours is max. These politicals, they are increasing the age of your retirement. Previously, 52 was retirement. My father retired at the age of 52. Then it came to 55. Then it came to 58. Now it came to 60. Now it is 65.
67.
Yeah, now America is 67. Yeah, correct? Because government want to choose na chahta hai. They want to use your energy as much as possible. And what they do nothing. You know, if you ask any politician, where you get all this money, big buildings, and if you see you never see them working or having big good job or anything. Where that money comes from? That money comes by just, corruption. Janta ka pata samvara jala.
First year they find their taxes. Before the election, their net wealth is zero. After 4 years, it is minimum $400 million.
Hare Krishna. Okay, so he has a good.
Trump has never filed any taxes.
Okay, and the so-called priests and intellectuals will be devotee of their bellies and genitals. Now you can see these kind of sadhus, correct? They do all these things for bellies and genitals. That means they have their also followers or their shishas and the students. They look at this welfare of their guru. What actually they are doing, they are helping them in sense gratification because he is giving them ashirwad. So that's why they think this is the purpose of life. The brahmacharis will fail to execute their vows and become generally unclean. The brahmacharis, you can see practically there is no brahmacharis now, except for you see some in ISKCON temples. Brahmacharis means those who are not married. So how many people just see in our own house, how many children like to be not lazy or be clean, right? You can see the difference in, since you have come to America and your own parents. Previously your parents will tell as soon as you get up, go and brush your teeth. And nowadays you tell your kids how much you have to tell them, convince them to brush their teeth first thing in the day. Right? How much time you took to learn from your parents? Practically, once they told you, listen, right? You should not wear clothes like this, right? We didn't wear that kind of clothes. So there was brahmachari's life means before you get married. Okay? Our parents will tell now is the time to study. 7 o'clock you have to come home and sit and study. We used to listen. And nowadays what happens? Can you tell that to your students? They listen to you, but you have to be forced or some kind of a, they have to give some bribes. I'll do this, I'll get this, I'll get that for you. Then they will do it. So brahmachari life, it is said, it is unclean, their habits are unclean, and householders will become beggars. Hare Krishna, no comments. The Vanaprasthas will live in the villages, and the sannyasis will become greedy and for wealth. And you can see there are so many sannyasis after they die. In their ashrams they find 80 kg gold or billions of rupees of bank balance. So sannyasi is not supposed to have anything. In fact, his own clothes, that's his only property. That's a sannyasi. No even a fixed place to sleep. No more fixed place to eat. That's a sannyasi. He is moving every day. Only his property, he has his one cloth. That's it. Sannyasi is supposed to be. How do you see today's sannyasis? Correct? They have properties. They have cars and big things, and they are all considered sadhus. So, women will become much smaller in size, and they will eat too much, have more children than they can properly take care of, and lose all shyness. This is about women. Again, no comments. They will always speak harshly and will exhibit qualities of thievery, deceit, and unrestrained audacity. So I don't want to comment anything. You can go and read your own qualities. This is chapter 12, canto 3, text 35. The woman of Kali Yuga. Servants will abandon a master who has lost his wealth. Even if the master is a saintly person of exemplary character, masters will abandon an incapacitated servant, even if that servant has been in the family for generations. Cows will be abandoned or killed when they stop giving milk. You see that previously, I remember. We had one servant who was from my grandparents' time to my parents' time. How many servants you will find like that? He didn't expect anything. He was happy, whatever we were giving him. And my grandparents used to take his, care, he and his family. He was satisfied. Because my grandparents were saintly. They treated servants not as the servants, as a part of their family. So he was also thinking, where I'm going to go, where I will get such a master who takes so much care of me. So how many masters you will find like that in Kali Yuga? So this is the relation used to be between master and servant. So now if the servant is not doing his work, you kick him away. Or master is not giving what you want, you leave him. There is no relationship left, there is no love left. Then, okay. Cows will be abandoned or killed when they stop giving milk. So, cows are considered to be protected. Why only cows? All animals need a protection. So, but especially cows. Cow is like considered one of the 7 mothers. You're supposed to protect them, correct? Like we drink mother's milk for a couple of years of our life. But whole of our life we're drinking milk from the cows. So therefore they are considered mother. In India they say, my cow is not my mother, she don't look like my mother. And one time I said, oh really? Also, that's why I was wondering why my mother looks like a cow, So both ways I got some comments. In Kali Yuga, man will be wretched and controlled by woman. Hare Krishna. They will reject their fathers, brothers, other relatives and friends, and will instead associate with the sisters and brothers of their wives. Hare Krishna. Thus, their conception of friendship will be based assertively on the sexual ties. So, from wife's side, people will become more dear, and people will neglect their parents. They'll put them in some kind of a old age home or some kind of a thing. Uncultured man will accept charity on behalf of the Lord and will earn their livelihood by making a show of austerity and wearing mendicant's dress. Those who know nothing about religion will mount on a high seat and presume to speak on religious principles. So this is about so-called saintly people. So those just to show that they are austere, they will have some kind of a dress. They will just for their livelihood, and they will sit on a high seat like Vyasasan, and they will speak all nonsense, which is not mentioned in the scriptures. Of course, in front of them there will be Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita, but they will not speak about bhakti, or they will not speak about what the Vyasadeva is speaking. They will speak from their own mind. Nobody will speak the truth from the scripture. In the age of Kali, people's minds will always be agitated. Nobody is peaceful in Kali Yuga. Everybody is agitated. They will become emaciated by famine and taxism. There will be a lot of problems from the nature. Famine, then there is a more snow, then more heat, and lot of taxes. Every year taxes will increase. Have you ever seen taxes coming down? When they increase. Even if situation becomes good, taxes will go on increasing. And people will be always disturbed and fear of droughts. They will lack adequate clothing, food and drink, will be unable to properly rest, have sex or bathe themselves, and will have no ornaments to decorate their bodies. In fact, the people of Kali Yuga will gradually come to appear like ghosts, haunted creatures. Nowadays, we can see these people like to be looked like a ghostly. You can see in America. You should understand the mind of a person by the stickers. What kind of stickers has in its car? Nobody has a sticker of Narasimha or Krishna. You can see this ghostly things are there. Somebody is taking his tongue out and bleeding, or someone has nails with the blood. So this kind of mentality of the people will be there. They will be ghostly people, and their appearance is also like that. All these things. Men will no longer protect their elderly parents. Right? Do you see that happening? Nobody will care for their parents. Abhiram Prabhu is the exception. His parents stay with him. Their children or their respectable wives, nobody will care. Thoroughly degraded, they will care only to satisfy their own bellies and genitals. When it comes to the happiness, person will think of him first, not his wife and children and his parents. How he feels happy, that is the most consideration with people in Kali Yuga will have. Are you getting bored?
No.
Are you liking it?
Yes.
Oh, Hare Krishna. Oh, you have such a big thing there, huh? I wish I can have that. Oh, okay. Yeah, but I think I can read that. Are you sure that's the same thing you're reading?
Yeah.
But I'm not expert like you, so I can read from there actually. But yeah, that's okay. O King, in the age of Kali, people's intelligence will be diverted by atheism. They will almost never offer sacrifice to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So people, even in the name of religion, they will be atheist. Even though you say, oh, I believe in God, but you never see there in practical life anything that they are doing for God. No, they have, I believe in God, that's it. There's nothing beyond that. They will do some prayers according to their own mind, and somebody tells them to do something, to do it. And the purpose of going to the temple is what God gives me, not what I can give to the God. Purpose of temple should be how I can serve the Lord. Not, oh Lord, give me this, give me that, give me this, give me that, no matter, there is no end. Shanta's list, it never ends. Like boys, they give a list for Christmas, it never ends. So when we become big also, we have the same thing, we have a big list. No matter how much God gives, we are not satisfied. And going to temple is considered kind of a very religious, for asking things. And nobody will worship the Supreme Personality of God, Krishna, who is Supreme Spiritual Master of the universe. Krishna is the Supreme. Krishna Mande Jagat Guru. He is the Supreme Spiritual Master, but nobody will worship him. Although the great personalities who control the three worlds all bow down to the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord, the petty and miserable human beings of this age will not do so. So, all the devatas, 33 crores of devatas, they are bowing down at the lotus feet of Krishna. But people in Kali Yuga will not do that. Can you imagine? They are so powerful. Do you find any person in this world who is powerful as Sun God? He is a person. Vivaswan. He is a person like you and me. How powerful he is. How much salary he gets per month? How many vacations he gets in a year? He is there from the beginning of creation to the end of creation. That's your science.
We just talked about that.
Yeah. So this, from the beginning of creation to the end of creation, sun is there. I'm just giving one God, not 33 gods, 33 crores. One God, Surya, who we can see. Right? So it is said in Srimad Bhagavatam, if you don't believe in God, at least believe in Surya, Narayan. Consider him as a part of Narayan, because the effulgence he is getting is coming from Krishna. So indirectly, when you see Surya, he is in front of you, immediately you understand, who is giving him the effulgence? Who is giving him the power? And if he is doing that, who he is serving? At least these thoughts will come to your mind. Will you find any person who is working so much for any master? So, Surya is worshipping Krishna. What is his position? He don't take any leave, he don't take any salary, and he don't even sleep. 24 hours from beginning to the end of creation, he is doing his seva. There are so many like that. Moon God, Earth planet. How much you get from Earth? All the food, all the fruits, all the jewels, everything you get from the earth. She is never tired to give you all these things. Water. How much water we get. So these are all devatas. They are doing their seva, but the people in Kali Yuga will not do it. People in Kali Yuga will not do seva of Krishna. So this is what is mentioned here. The miserable human beings of this age will not do so. People in Kali Yuga will not worship the Supreme Lord, who all the 33 crores of devatas are worshipping every day, every second of their life. They are doing seva. If I have to make one garland, I think, wow, I am such a pure devotee, I made a garland for Krishna today. So just imagine sun. Anytime you become proud of your devotion, remember sun. How much I am doing for Krishna. Remember sun. Am I doing like sun God? I am nowhere. He is in Parampara actually, Vivaswan. So next. Terrified about to die, a man collapses on his bed. Although his voice is faltering and he is hardly conscious of what he is saying. If he utters the holy name of the Supreme Lord, he can be freed from the reaction of his fruity work and achieve the supreme destination. But still people in the age of Kali will not worship the Supreme Lord. Just imagine how simple is Krishna's service. Just Ante Narayana Smriti. You have to practice that whole life. Right? Otherwise, it's very nice in Marathi, but I'll tell anyway. If you don't chant Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. If you don't chant this at the time of death, you are seeing Yamadev. And what you are saying? Alayam, Kutna Kutna, Ale Ale. It doesn't come Hare Krishna, Alayam, Kutna Kutna, Ale Ale. Alayam, Kutna Kutna, Ale Ale. Correct? So that is why you have to learn to chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Now we will come to the conclusion.
Next number.
51. This is the verse changed my life. And practically, if you read this verse in proper consciousness and understand, it will change your whole life and change your perspective to look at the world. So, now, after telling all these qualities of Kali Yuga, which quality you like? What quality you would like to have of Kali Yuga?
So far, whatever we heard was depressing. No hope.
Not a single one? But unfortunately we have it. We have all those qualities, correct? So, Kaler Dosha Nidhe Rajan Asti Eko Mahan Guna Kirtana Deva Krishnasya Mukta Sangha Param Bhajet. So you can become free from all these qualities. When? When you chant the name of Krishna. Mukta Sangha Param Bhajet. You become free. Kaler dosha, don't look at the fault of the people. Look at our own fault and try to improve them. People want to improve the world, but they don't want to improve themselves. We sit in home, I don't know that Mataji has come today or not. The husband and wife fight about Ukraine and Russia war. Oh, that's here, that's here. Our husband didn't come. Actually, I'm reading all these things for your husband. So, what do you have to do with that? You know? So, Kaler Dosha. Everybody has a fault in Kali Yuga. Everybody. No exception. So, don't worry about the faults. Just see one guna. No matter how many faults he has, 99 faults. Just forget about it. One guna, accept his one good quality and be with it. Don't look at all the qualities. One quality look and be with that person, you will change your life and also you will become free from the symptoms of Kali Yuga. Kale dosha nidhe Rajan. Rajan is Parikshit Maharaj here, but it is for all of us also. Kali Yuga is full of faults and we are part of it. So try to remove faults, try to remove anarthas from our heart and try to help others. In a compassionate way, not I am better than you. Or you drink tea? Yeah, you're so nonsense, you're so sinful. You eat meat? I don't want to be with you. No, that's compassion. How I can help him? And that is saintly person. Saintly person never hates anybody. Never hates anybody. Prabhupada one time said there is no end to the mercy of Lord Nityananda. No matter how sinful you are. No matter how sinful anybody in this world, because everybody is sinful. Prabhupada says everybody is jagai magai. Everybody. So don't look at the faults. Look how you can improve my faults and help others to improve. And how I can remove my faults? By chanting. Kirtana Deva Krishnasya Mukta. Mukta become, you become free from all these bad qualities. Kirtana Deva Krishnasya particularly said which name. Krishnasya, not any other god. Because all gods are chanting Krishna's name. Whoever we consider as God, whether it's Ganpati, Shiva, Hanuman, no matter who, they are all chanting the name of Rama and Krishna. And they are teaching us how to chant the name of Krishna. So let's focus our life on one good thing. And that is the one good thing Prabhupada brought to 26 Second Avenue, New York. And the whole world he changed. So why we keep ourselves deprived from that benefit? And especially after hearing all these qualities of Kali Yuga, don't expect that world will change. You change yourself and get out from this world, because this world is going to be more and more degraded afterwards. It is not going to be good. In India ऐसे अच्छे दिन कभी भी नहीं आएंगे, लेकिन आपके जीवन में आएंगे हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. So this Hare Krishna mantra is the only good thing in Kali Yuga. No matter. Sometimes people say, "Moh mein Ram, bagal mein churi." That is also good. The churi will fall away because of the Ram. But everybody is carrying the churi and no Ram. Everybody is carrying, knife in their hands. What does that mean? I want to enjoy. I want to kill you. I will do anything to enjoy myself. People are using their knowledge. Just before I came from India, they caught one scientist, chemist, who was preparing milk from soap and sell. He is a brilliant person, but what is he doing with his knowledge? He is exploiting. He is carrying churi. So if you have a Naam, holy name in your mouth, someday that churi will fall, like Valmiki. Right? Valya, Mara, he came to Ram. So in this case also, somebody has any good bad qualities, that's okay. Doesn't mean that we approve that. It doesn't mean we want to take that. But that can only be changed by Hare Krishna mantra. That is why ISKCON stresses so much on chanting Hare Krishna. So much. Chanting Hare Krishna and eating prasadam. These two things will change your consciousness. All bad qualities, first they will go away. So this particular verse changed my life. And as I said, I was bewildered. I was doing good things for people, but I was not satisfied. Because the people whom I am doing good, they were acting bad. We opened an orphanage and I saw people smoking. I said, am I giving my life to maintain these orphans? I got compassion for them. They thought they have no father and mother. And now I am going collecting money, in RSS, Vishnu Parishad. And I am organizing this Anathalaya, who grew up and at the age of 8 they start smoking. Why I am giving my life to this kind of people? So that is the reason from my social life, I came to this verse that gave me solace, not from my own heart, but to see how others are. And how I can help myself, and I can 100% help others. And now if they don't take it, that's their problem. At least I am helped. I will go on preaching. Thousands of programs every year we do. How many people accept, it's up to them. But at least I am benefited, I am talking. Here, I am starting running an orphanage. What benefit? I am going, people asking money, donation, and he is smoking. And I am not getting anything, he is smoking. Because of my compassion. Here, even if somebody is smoking, I don't care. At least I give him holy name. Even if somebody is going and drinking, I don't care. At least I give him holy name. So this is the verse. Very important. Everybody should memorize it. And look at the people in this Kalev Dosha Nidhe Rajan. Everybody is going to have a fault. Even in ISKCON you will find people having fault, devotees. That's why Prabhupada said this is a hospital. We are trying. ISKCON is not a moral institute teaching morality, it's teaching spirituality. So those who are immoral also you will find in ISKCON. Sometimes in brahmachari and sannyasi dress. Possible. Because we don't know, we don't check anybody's intention, why somebody is coming. So you know what is the good quality. You associate with a person who is attached to chant the holy name and talk about the holy name, give this holy name process, don't consider anything else. And he is the best person in the world, one who chants Hare Krishna, with all his faults. All his faults. Because the faults will go away. Faults will go away. How? By chanting Hare Krishna. And the next sloka explains each yuga has a different means of purification. Krute tadhyayate Vishnu, tretayam jato mukhe, dvapari paricharyaya, kalau tad hari kirtanam. See, what people used to do previous ages, we cannot do that. We cannot do yajna, we cannot do dhyana, we cannot even go to the temples. Why? Because today temples have become business centers. You go there, you have to, they will tell you how much puja you can offer, this much money, that much money, do this yajna, do that. Who teaches you Harinam? Is there any temple? Go to any temple in Kerala. Anybody is teaching you who you are, what is your relationship with Krishna, and how you can develop that? Nobody. That is the purpose of the temple. We just have some gods, the deities, people come to Tere Darbar mein, main mere darbar mein. And that's the visit of the temple, as we saw the symptom. So going to the temple is also not recommended in Kali Yuga. Then we will get more visible. So Kali Yuga is Kalotad Hari Kirtana. Only Hari Kirtana. So Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. I think the class went on for a little longer, but don't worry, this class should be for 4,32,000 years. I just told you probably 45 minutes or whatever. This age is going to be 4,32 years long. And good news or bad news? Good news in one sense, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has appeared, has given us Hare Krishna mantra and become free for that. Bad news is 5,000 only years have gone. So still 4,27,000 years are to go. Just imagine what you have to face, even if you come back as a human being. Forget about any other things. I don't want to even come back here as human being, except for preaching. Right? So people think, okay, it will improve sometime, it will improve. Never. If somebody thinks this Kali Yuga can be improved, give them the 12th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Now after you hearing all these things, you don't even have to watch the news. Because what's going to happen is already explained. If you want the news, only thing is where it is happening. That's it. So devotees, they don't have to watch anything. They just browse. They know that fighting is going to be there. They're already 5,000 years it is. So why I waste my life? So my spiritual master told a very nice thing how to live in this world. Correct? First thing is spiritually absorbed. We should focus, absorb yourself in chanting, reading Bhagavad Gita, reading Srimad Bhagavatam, associating with devotees, serving. Absorb. Or most of the activities should be devotional. So spiritually absorb. Socially be compassionate. You have got this fortune of holy name and service to Krishna. Whoever you see, try to help them. Give them knowledge. Everybody is poor in the eyes of God, even the millionaire in America. Because they have no wealth of holy name. So develop that sadhu's compassion, and it doesn't matter. Dress doesn't make you sadhu. Consciousness, your thinking makes you sadhu. So be compassionate with people. Now, whoever we work with, our relatives, our friends, be compassionate, be tolerant, be forgiving. Now, don't expect everybody to be perfect because I am not perfect. You can say something to help them to improve. That is sadhu. So Tukaram Maharaj is very nice. What is the heart of a preacher? He says that I always tell this, but now I lost it. So anyway, so that's the compassion of a saintly person. Right? Budati he jana, dekhavi na dora, only karwa ye tase. That's the preacher. I see people are falling, they are drowning. Budati he jana, pahave na dora. I cannot see everybody is drowning. If you are on the bank of an ocean or river, if you see somebody drowning, what you will do? If you don't know how to swim, yes, at least we'll shout, save him, save him, save him, right? At least we can do that. Correct? So that is what is. Don't think those people are rich, they are happy, those who are no money, they are suffering. No, everybody is suffering. That is the conviction of a sadhu. Whether you have money, they are suffering in another way. And if you have no money, they are suffering in another way. Because everybody is suffering. Dukhalayam Shashvatam. So sadhu never compares to anybody, oh, I want to become like this. No. I have the greatest of the jewel. It's like yesterday I was talking about Tukaram. Said, I have the greatest of the jewel. Vittalama Dhanavitta. He said, my property is Vittala, Krishna, his holy name. So he is satisfied. So be compassionate. Be compassionate. And politically alert. Don't get too much involved. Once in a 4 years in America, once in a 5 years in India, election comes. Whoever you like, whoever you will think will help you in your spiritual life, you can vote him and forget about it. Don't even see the result. Because he is going to be decoyed anyway. You know, Prabhupada says, you have a choice today in this world between dry stool and wet stool. No matter what choice you do, which stool is better? Stool is stool. So politics is politics. Don't expect sadhus politics from politicians. So be alert politically. Don't get too much involved. Because your involvement is not going to make any difference in the world. But your preaching will make a difference. You're talking about vote BJP or vote Republic or vote Government. It will change in 4 years. What's left? So just do your duty. Whoever you think help in your spiritual life, you can vote him and forget about it. Done. For 4 years, don't have to think. So politically alert. That's it. That should be our involvement in politics. Nothing more than that. Because everything is changing. And as we read, no politician will be a saint. Correct? Actually, before this, there is a whole chapter about the dynasty of Janmeja and all. And it stops at particular. And there it is said, after this, all kings will be dacoits. No more names are required. So Chanakya's name is there, Chandragupta's name is there. Afterwards, everybody will be dacoit. No worth mentioning. So don't worry about it. Don't get too much involved in politics because it doesn't help. You may have your own opinion. No, he should be there, he should be there. When he comes to the power, no, he's a different person. And even if he's there for 4 years. And he is not changing anybody's life. But you have got such a thing, you can change hundreds of people's of life. Whatever you talk about politics, that much you talk about Krishna, it will help thousands of people. Whatever you talk about movie stars or film stars or sports stars, is it helping anybody? Nobody. So the same talk you do with the people about Krishna. You are helping yourself, you are helping others, using your time in proper sense. So, thank you very much. I didn't know I have a capacity to speak so much. Hare Krishna. Yes. So, anybody has any question? I don't know how much time I spoke. 1.5 hours? Not bad. And I didn't explain anything, maybe probably 4 or 5 verses I explained. Any questions? Hare Krishna. There is no question. questions? What's the next? I'm surprised nobody has a question. Many times I tell you in my Bhagavad Gita classes, that two kinds of people never ask questions. One who understood everything, and second one who didn't understand anything. Oh yes, don't think. See, this is a memory of Kali Yuga. Yes. It is true at the end of Kali Yuga, more than 22,000 years, Krishna will come as the Kalki. And he is not going to preach. He is just telling a sword and just killing everybody. Because nobody is qualified to preach. Nobody is, they have become so demons. Even the world will become so much, people will kill their relative and eat. People will kill their relatives. It's another symptom. Oh, there is no innocent. Nobody is innocent. Everybody has some knowledge. If they are innocent, there are devotees going and preaching. You don't listen, you cannot say that you are innocent. People, there are some saintly people on their world. They are always talking about God. Always. I am not taking advantage, so I cannot say that I am innocent. And according to law, innocence of a law is not an excuse. Right? Innocence of a law. If you are staying in America, you have to know the laws of America. I said, oh, I don't know. I came from India. I live on that side. It doesn't work. You have to know the law and you drive in right side in America. Innocence of law is not an excuse. So innocence of God's law is also no excuse. There are punishments. So we should know the laws of God. Hare Krishna. So thank you all very much. You kept me energetic and kept me in your seva. So Prabhu, what's the next program? Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. All the devotees, there is another business series. We have a plan in the evening in Harrisburg at Nadia Bene Prabhu's house, and tomorrow at Revati Bhavani and Bharata Prabhu's house. So we have 2 more sessions. So please do take advantage. Thank you so much.
Guru